Call regular council meeting to order, 7 o'clock, July the 7th. I need to add an addition to the agenda. Darren and Becky Reed. And I'll waive the 3 minutes on that regarding water flooding and storm sewer.
I'd make a motion to add Darren and Becky to the agenda right after citizen comments to discuss flooding.
Second.
Hear a motion? Is that a motion, Aaron?
Yes.
Second, do I hear a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mark Bryant. Any more discussion before we vote on it? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. Citizen comments, we'll allow 3 minutes.
So,
Citizen comment?
Tammy Kanoki is here to talk to you guys about the property 121 South Nutting. She received a violation, property code violation regarding her the condition of the property, and she I'll have you explain the situation.
I'm here on behalf of David Winkler. He owns the property. He's incarcerated in Wisconsin until April 28th of next year. He can make the repairs 2 weeks after he gets out next year. I can't afford to hire a contractor to get the repairs made, so I'm asking for a grant of time until he gets out.
Okay, I got some questions for you. She got the letter for somebody else?
So she lives there. She's his girlfriend.
Okay, the tenant
Yes, and she
got the.
Yes.
She has a rent contract, so she's responsible.
well.
Wouldn't it go? But
So we are required to send the letter to the property owner, and David is the sole property owner.
and
According
he's incarcerated.
yes, according to the appraiser's office, he's the only owner on that property.
Okay.
So that's why she can't say, like, I don't want her to make decisions for him because her name's not on the property. That's why I tell her to come over here and talk to you guys to see what we can do if you.
And he's incarcerated for another year?
Yes, he gets out April 28th of next year.
Okay. So is this gonna set a precedence that we don't give that much time to other people?
I think so.
So, and I'm talking to the table because we haven't heard anything about this.
Right.
We
Oh,
didn't
okay.
see the letter go out or read it.
Okay.
So we
I
understand.
didn't receive the letter either, but
You didn't get the letter, but you're speaking on his behalf.
yes, I was aware that there was a letter sent, but I didn't receive the letter because I don't get the mail.
So how do you know that it was a code violation letter?
Because I got a message from his mother, a transcript. She got a message and she copied the transcript, and it said that they were suing him from the litigation's office.
That's not us.
That's not you guys.
We wouldn't
No.
be suing
No.
over it.
No.
No.
Okay.
I mean, he did receive a code violation letter from us, but what you're talking about is not from us.
Okay.
But that property is in violation, is dilapidating, the roof is, damaged. The garage door is wide open with everything in it. Kids
Okay.
can go in there and hurt themselves. Recently, I think it's also received a yard violation of being over 9 inches tall.
Got it.
So,
So his mother got wind of this, right? So he's not.
that I don't know. I only
You said his
talked to
mother
her.
sent you something.
Yeah, she sent me something over Messenger, but that wasn't you guys.
Right. That was.
Okay.
Well, it could be us, but it was it might be a misunderstanding of what our letter said, because we wouldn't be suing
You don't,
No.
yeah, your letter doesn't say anything about
No.
suing.
Yeah.
Nothing
And
of
the
that
transcript that
sort.
she sent you mentioned suing?
No, it
Okay,
was
well-
just a message to call the litigation's office.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
that's
Okay, we're not the
definitely not
litigation
us.
office.
That's not us. So,
Okay.
so.
But
But do what you can to clean up the property if you're living there.
Yeah.
I mean,
we-
that's what our letter would say. Is,
Okay.
yeah, is clean up your house and make sure that.
so if you have communication with his mother somehow you might wanna let her know that maybe you can get the email from, regardless, it's gotta go to him.
Right.
And I don't think, Danny, correct me if I'm wrong, she can't speak for her son. Or, she can't speak for the landlord.
Sorry.
Bless
Right, it would need to be, when we send it, probably the owner, the occupant, if there's an occupant. I'd wanna see, I can't remember what we said on this one, but
You send a registered letter,
Yes.
registered,
Yep, it's certified
certified.
To the property, to the
to
owner?
the property owner
Okay.
do you know how long ago we sent this one?
at the beginning of summer.
And did
This
the
year.
slip come back that somebody signed for it?
No, it come back,
Undeliverable?
yes.
Oh, well, then they
Okay.
haven't even gotten it yet
Yeah.
from us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do not obviously have his forwarding address
Sure.
because the appraisers don't have the forwarding address. So I sent it to the last known address, that's what our code said.
Okay.
And that's what we did, and usually if it come back, undeliverable, then we move forward to the next step of our, abatement process,
Okay.
so.
All right, so I guess to summarize it, what you're speaking of isn't us to the best of our knowledge.
Okay,
And any communications we will send to the last known address.
Okay.
So at this point, keep your grass cut, keep every, if the,
I can.
that's a tenant issue,
okay,
so, I mean,
So where is she?
that's really all we can say. So,
I mean, the property is still in violation, so if you are helping him taking care of that, as long as we see progress, improvements, big, littles, however big, little it is, I can't talk today, we're willing to extend the time, but when the progress stops, that's when we move on to the next abatement process.
okay,
So we have to see some progress.
okay,
I mean, I know that you're not living there right now, everything is shut off, but it cannot stay like that.
oh, you're
Okay.
not even living there?
no, I'm living with my daughter while her boyfriend is incarcerated.
Okay.
I'll be moving home in November.
All right, so, I,
So
I
where
don't-
is,
I don't
where
see
is
where
home
we're
for
at.
you?
Great Bend.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so basically she's speaking on behalf of her boyfriend who is incarcerated,
Right.
right? She's not living there, the house has no utilities, everything is shut off, but as is right now, it is in violation even though nobody's living there because, you know, there's holes, there's trees, there's, garage doors broken, it's that kind of thing. That's
Mhm.
why, the property owner, David, received this letter. Her and I have
But he
been,
didn't receive
But he
it.
didn't receive
he
it.
didn't receive it, but
Right.
she,
So whatever letter they're
she
talking about is
knew
not
It's
from
not
the
from
city.
the city.
yeah,
Because
Okay.
our letter was not received.
yeah, but her and I have been working on the utilities, payment, so I have brought that up to her attention that, hey, this property is in violation, I just wanna let you know. She did not see the letter, but the letter that she's talking about is not from us, obviously, but
Okay,
Now that makes sense.
So
Yeah.
what time frame did we put on the letter for approval?
30 days.
I just stick to the letter,
Yeah.
check it in 30 days, that's what we do for
Well,
everybody.
it's already up,
Okay,
30
okay,
days.
And then we continue with the process.
Yeah.
Okay,
Unfortunately, we're sorry your boyfriend's incarcerated,
thank you.
and we've got to we need to keep our process moving forward.
Okay,
And if it's something that you know his address and you want to give it to
I don't know it off the top of my head.
well, if you could get it to Pam, she
Okay,
can send him the paperwork, and so
Okay.
he'll get it. So, because there's really no room for you in this process, because you're
Okay.
not the legal owner. But if you could help
Right.
us get the letter to the legal owner, then we can keep the process moving forward.
alright,
All right?
sounds good.
All right, thanks for coming in.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
appreciate it. Thank
All
you.
right, thanks.
Okay, with no other further interrupts, I'll turn it over to Darren and Becky. Your counsel's here. Darren, you mentioned about it. That's Anita Keenan, Mark Bryant, Aaron Raines, Kyle Gleason, or Aaron Gleason, Kyle Bunker, and that's your counsel.
That's your name
So I'll
change.
turn it over to you.
I don't better than you do.
Huh?
Okay, guys, I'm here to discuss an issue that has been going on for almost 3 decades. We have gone several different avenues trying to remedy this problem. And I mean, as far as them cleaning out the sewer drains, we have documentation, we have photos to show you guys. Let me go back to what happens here. When we have a torrential rain, the water drains from the west going east. I'm talking about Pearl Street. Okay, I live on the corner of 8th and Prairie. For 30 years now, when we get a torrential rain, the water backs up across Pearl. It will overtake Pearl Street and it flows east. It'll go across my mother-in-law's lot, which is the old where Steve Freaks used to live. It will go across that lot. It will submerge a low area, which used to be a garden. It will fill that. Then it will flow across the alley and into my backyard. It has caused substantial damage. I'm going to be starting on my 3rd remodel of my basement because it flows in my basement. The very first time it did it, I couldn't tell you the exact year, maybe
2007.
2007 was the first year. I took in 2 feet of water in my basement. And that was 2 months before I had just done a complete remodel on it. New carpet, new sheetrock, everything. I formed up the walls where they put her. It used to be my man cave. I had over $100,000 worth of guns down. And when that first occurrence happened, I was laying on the couch with 104 fever, and water was flowing down in there. Other than the water backing up to that, what caused that to be such a substantial flood was that particular year, the gas company had moved that's when the gas company moved the meters from the alley to the residence. And they busted out my concrete. And just so happened right where, and I hadn't replaced the concrete, it was just 1 square. But where that concrete was removed, there's an underlying gas line that ran right there. The water backed up pretty rapidly, came in between the house and my garage, and when I finally got my guns out of the basement that wasn't on the wall, it ruined a lot of gun cabinets, wooden gun cabinets and stuff, but a lot of storage I had on the ground floor got ruined. I went outside to investigate. There was a whirlpool right there where the water was following the gas line under the house. It was just flowing in there. That year, Maverick and Eric Regal worked for Bob at the time, and they brought a tanker truck in there. I got an egress window, opened it up. They brought a tanker truck in there, sucked 2 tankers out of my basement that night. And they took 6 out of the lot to keep it from coming in my yard. So there was 8 trucks total hauled out of there. The second time it flooded, this time I did not go to carpet. I painted the floor, went in, re-sheetrock, redone everything. Years later, when was the second one?
Jayden was a senior, so that would have been in
And
2018, 2019.
anyhow, it did it all over again, ruined it, not near as much water, but it did the same thing.
Coming in the same place?
Yes, each time we got a hold of the city and told them that the storms do not drain. And the reason I can blame this on the city, and I point the finger to the city, is because, here, let me run a little scenario to you, what happens when we get a stormy weather. Becky goes to the basement with her phone. I'm sitting at the corner of 8th and Pearl, watching the water. I have visually watched it flow off Heinz's. You can watch Pearl Street ends up to a river. You can no longer see any curves. But you can drive by both storm drains, during and after. And you do not even see as much as a slight swirl. Water is standing. We have pictures of it.
Just sitting there.
It's just sitting there. And I can watch it back up, take over the lot. Once it goes across the alley, then my phone rings. It's Becky. Come get on a shop vac. She's in the basement. So This last storm that was the second time. The last storm we had, we only got about an inch of water in the basement, which is still going to warrant to keep mold and health hazards down. I gotta go in, strip 2 feet of sheetrock off the basement. We've been shop vacuuming, we've ran fans, all that bull crap. I am very much tired of it. Mel Chesbrough come down there one day and put a little dirt burn along Pearl Street up on the lot side. That's all. I said, Mel, you're putting a Band-Aid on a gash. 2 years later, flooded again.
When's the last time, you mentioned the third time, but what's the date?
This
With
last
the inch.
Thursday.
This last
Oh,
Thursday.
okay.
We took
I didn't
about,
wanna
Not last
assume it.
Thursday, but the
Yeah.
one before.
we
it
took
rained.
about 1.5 inches of water.
Yeah. That was bad enough. I mean, Harner's.
And I'm surprised
They
that your street doesn't, you haven't gotten water in your yard. Maybe you have, I don't know.
The entire Pearl Street, Fifth and Pearl, there are 4 gutters. They just sit there. There's no movement.
That one year, the second flood that we had, Teresa Wade's car was sitting on the curb and it
Well,
flooded.
wasn't that, you've been prior to that,
Yeah, but her car flooded.
inside. It was
And
sitting
you
there
go
in
to
the
that
corner.
intersection, there is 4 storm drains, one on each corner. And yet water backed up enough to flood her car with 4 storm drains. We got pictures of that particular storm and them drains and not a single whirlpool in India. Apparently, there is a serious problem with the drainage. And you go, you know where Rankin Fisher lives?
7th
Yeah.
and Prairie.
7th Prairie. You go there, every torrential rain we have, there is a washout going across Prairie Street.
Makes the green.
2 washouts, about that deep. I know of an old fella that told me he'd coming through it one night, driving too fast, and it knocked his false teeth out. You know, hilarious as it may be, but it's quite pathetic.
Yeah.
That happens every time, and sometimes it'll sit there a month, because we have documentation. Rebecca called in about the ruts a month after the rain, and they still were never filled. People drive past the ruts, go up into Dick Smith, splatter mud all over his white fence to avoid the ruts. But it's like I said when I was down here last week, it's not rocket science. When you can see the water flows right past, on each side of the street, the water flows right past 2 storm drains and washes the dirt road out. That should be an indication to somebody right there, hey, these things ain't draining. Water's flowing right past them and washing the street out. And this last time we had the flood, last Thursday, I go out the next morning to see where the water had receded. I find a big dead rat that long laying in my yard, belly up, he drowned. I can show you right now a 4 to 6 inch water line, the full length of my privacy fence along the alley, a water line. All the way the length of it. This is the first time I've ever seen, I own part of that lot north of me. Pam mows the other north end of it. And I don't know if you noticed, Pam, the last time you mowed all the debris up in the lot, that was underwater. I've never seen that underwater, but it was underwater. And this is another problem, a whole different subject on itself, but when we get this rain and it flows down off of Heinz's, thank God they no longer have animals up there. That used to be some nasty water when they had llamas and sheep and goats and chickens. All that crap would run across the street and over into our yard. Nasty stuff. That's what's coming in the basement. Now, all we got, and that's the only safe place on that corner is Hind Hill, up there on the hill. Yet that place is now a dilapidated shithole. It is full of nothing but rats, cats, mice. And when that water flows down, they head to high ground. Because I noticed I've got several thousands of dollars worth of cars sitting around my place. And I noticed after every big storm, I have a rodent problem afterwards. What it's doing, it's flushing all the rodents and rats and mice and shit. Because the water's flowing that way, they're all headed east. You go in my car shed, I've got buckets and all kinds of traps where they can go in and slide down and drown. I mean, it really picks up after a big rain because the rodent and vermin from Hind Hill, just like the lady sitting here, her dilapidated place. Is somebody ever gonna do anything about that woman's place up there? It's just going to crap. You know, and you go in the north lot and in my backyard where the rat was belly up and drowned. There's a water line where the debris had stopped and the water receded. It's all pine needles. That's coming from Hines to the west, to the east. You know, I mean, here, I have talked to an attorney and he told me that the best thing for me to do is come give you guys another shot at it, because he said he does not want to get involved unless there's remediation or compensation for all the remodels I've had to do. It ruined my fence too. The first year I had that up, the first year it flooded, that sat underwater so long it warped every one of my wood privacy line posts and made the fence go like this. And it's over the years, it's popping the boards loose because all the water bowed the line post. And I'll be on my third remodel of the basement. I am not seeking compensation. All I want is the problem solved. I do not want to have to sit there and worry every time a storm comes in. It's a constant thing. Mickey goes to the basement, I go to the corner and watch. And I know good and well that if those storm drains was moving water, it was, you know, once the street becomes level and it all goes east, if those storm drains were draining water, I wouldn't have this problem. I wouldn't be sitting there.
There's 2 gutters there on the road.
Yeah, there's 2, and not a one of them drain. Now, maybe eventually, there's gotta be a clog, because we've opened them up and looked. It's a concrete box with a 10, 12-inch pipe running. There's gotta be something down a ways that's stopping the flow.
What is,
Because when I was a kid, I grew up in the size of a city this size. And I can remember very vividly, every big rain, man, me and my brother, neighborhood kids, we were grabbing wherever we could find to make a boat, and we'd go to sit it in the curb and race our boats down there. If you didn't get to the drain quick enough, it went down. You'll never do that here. Because the only thing I've seen go down our drains is cats and coons. And you can watch them in the evening, come out of the storm drain, cats or coons, they'll come out and they head over the high hill to go find something to eat. Apparently there's nothing to eat over there because all the dogs have died.
where do all the storm drains, like what's downstream?
Everything meets up and heads over by Bond.
So this is at the tail end.
Yeah, it slowly all eventually meets up over there, and everything is meeting up on that part of town.
Now, let me ask you this.
On the west side of West Street, that big?
Yeah, it all starts slowly meeting up all over there.
When you go down and clean a storm drain, how do you clean it? What's your process of cleaning it?
We take it just like if we do sewer and suck it up in the back truck.
Just the concrete box.
No, we pull it, we take the line through it and pull it all back and then take it up just like we do the sewer.
And after you clean it, do you dump a large amount of water right there and watch it go down?
No, you go to the next one, just keep.
Well, how do you know it's open?
Because we're just bringing it back.
Well, I can tell you right now, they're not open. Because when you get water standing, and you can stand right there at it and watch and stare at it, and it never moves, it just sits there. If it does move, eventually it's got to recede because water cannot evaporate that fast out of the street. So apparently, eventually it must drain, but it's draining so slow that
Like there's a clog.
that it's not doing any good.
You know, I have the same problem, and I guess I always thought that it was always water. This part of town would just back it up. So the west or the east side of town is the slowest to drain.
Yeah, it's the last to get in the pipe, and so
So
all
then
the stuff
everything's
down
backed
here
up.
is
Is that-
moving faster.
I don't know, that's what I always just assumed, like, on my street, you know, same stuff happens on South Pearl. You know, big rain.
Yeah,
And it goes
the same on
down
my
within,
street, too.
I mean, my water goes down within 30 minutes to an hour.
And
I
ours
just
doesn't either.
assume it always just was back.
Cause this last one, mine was clear up on the sidewalk and everything, cause it's just been so long to get that.
Well, moving on
Me
to
to tell me a
Darren.
12-inch, 10-inch
We'll
pipe
just-
won't move water.
We'll
no
just
pressure
sit there and have to, when we have time, we'll just go down there I'll try to get it done and try to get it clean.
I
If my
mean, you,
basement floods again, I would like to
We'll
know,
just try to
am I
get-
gonna get, I would like to have sandbags, a big dirt berm, or something to keep it from flowing over in my yard. And I would like for the city to pay for that. I think I've paid out enough. With 3 remodels, a ruined fence, is that something that we will have to go into litigation on? Because I think I've paid out enough.
Well, can we I heard everything you said,
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm sorry about that. And I think we need to talk to Jason and get a game plan, and it's not going to get done right now, but it needs to get done quickly. Not, I would say within 3 days, at max. Just,
yeah, but I mean,
but to,
we've
More
been
rain's
dealing with
coming.
this. We've been dealing with this for almost 30 years.
Right.
I don't think it's unreasonable for us to pay for sandbags to help prevent what's happening to your home, any further damage. I don't think that's unreasonable for us. I mean, I don't know how much that would cost, but
We've
again,
looked into sandbags. What was it, $20-some hundred for 140 feet of it? Isn't that something? I mean, that's something that if we put up along the fence, then we've got to mow around it or spray around it or whatever, which is fine. I'd rather do that than suck water out of the basement. But I think it'd be better to go toward the curb and put up a dirt berm that dang top or something to keep it from flowing over. Because if the drain, I solely believe that if the drains were working properly, it would not flood. I don't mind it coming in the lot, but it comes across the lot, across the alley, and in my yard. And that's when, once it backs up clear in my yard, I mean, it's coming between the house and the garage. I mean, it's all the way astern.
well, let us get in there and, Jason, is that the logical thing to do, is just get in there and clean the drains out?
I mean, if they're already cleaned the drain out, but there's a collapse of line somewhere, it's not going to do us any good. Keep cleaning it, you know. But to find that collapse, if there is any, I don't. Without cameraing every drainage that we have in town, I don't know how we're going to find it. You get what I'm saying? Because it all drained west. But if it's like a sewer line, if there's collapse in the line that we don't know about under somebody's house or under the street somewhere.
Do you guys have a diagram, a blueprint of the drainage system in this town? Do you have that on paper?
Somewhere.
I have not seen
Yes.
it, but
There it's on the mapping system.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
If it was
all
mo-
flows out to what, West Street, to the big ditch? Is that where it all,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
its destination? Are we running, are we trying to run water uphill? That don't work. I mean, or are we not? I have no idea. That's what I'm wondering.
Can we somehow make the water drain to that ditch on Perry Street next to
Yeah,
that
street
big
was flooded
field?
too.
It
That
was
street was
flooded.
underwater, too.
There was everything was flooded that evening.
And we can make
Yeah,
it
say
run
that.
like
The
down
last one, the square
north.
was flooded.
It was.
That came down so fast.
It was coming down so fast, everything was flooding.
Right.
I think Darren's concern, if I can speak for you,
Just do it.
is those 4 drains, he'd like them cleaned out, and he'd like us to dump some water and make sure they drain.
Yeah.
I don't think that's unreasonable. If it was me in that situation, I wouldn't like hearing, I'll get around to it. I just think we need to make it,
What's the
do
case?
those 4
I
and
mean,
see
once
what
our shop
happens.
basket full, I run a hose through my window and I got a pump, we'll pump it out of the shop back into the street. Once the water recedes in the street, you gotta wait for the street to recede, because you have nowhere to pump water.
Yeah.
So,
What's the cadence of cleaning those out?
Say again?
The cadence. How often do we clean storm drains?
Well, I try to, when I can. It's just one of those, like sewer's priority,
Yeah.
and then I can try to do those after that. But with, help situation,
you know,
I try to do them when I can. We
6
got
months
this
ago,
section done, and then we were gonna try to do that section again.
6 months ago or better, I got my first ever letter about junk vehicles. Within 3 days, I was in compliance.
Yeah.
I got them out of there. I moved them from out of town to my brother's place. There was stuff that I intended on taking apart, using for parts, whatever. I was very compliant. I did come down and ask Pam to make sure I wasn't the only one who was getting a letter.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I ever had one in 30 years. I was compliant. I will have a hard time being compliant again if I have to keep dealing with this crap. I mean, You know, and Pam has asked me before why I've never put cars or anything in a car show. It's because I have a very sour attitude. I hate to support something that's working against me. You know what I'm saying? I hate to be that way. I am. I'm on my last nerve. Just like the last storm we had. That was an early night, 2 a.m. We finally got all the water up, got it sucked out of the shop vacs. Got fans going down there, 2 a.m. It's a hurry. You know, and my daughter, she's home for the summer. That's her room down there. She lost a lot of her basketball memorabilia and crap, you know, that was under beds and boxes. You just get tired of dealing with it. Because it doesn't do it every time. Even when we get a big rain and it backs up across the alley. Once it backs up far enough that it comes clear up into the basement.
Well, I can, and I'm not
I
discounting.
even put a wall, a tin wall. I mean, I have guttering. I just had brand new guttering put up again. But I even put a tin wall up to keep water, thinking that maybe it's coming, you know, coming off, overflowing from the gutters and all that. And it's still there. It's not done yet. It's coming from saturation.
Give us an opportunity to get those looked at. We'll do it as quickly as we can. And then, I think, do you think it's unreasonable, Jason, to put some water down there after we clean them?
No, I just.
Okay, so we'll do that.
Fire hydrant, like the truck just thinks it's gonna be enough.
Jason,
So-
how soon do you think we could get this,
I'll try to do it this week. I'll get it done this week.
How far away is the fire hydrant?
Right there.
There's one
On the
on my
corner?
lot.
Can you just take a short hose, burn right off that fire hose?
So sorry, I had no idea you guys been dealing with this long. So,
Would it mess you cleaning them up if you ran the fire hydrant first? Just watched how fast it filled up?
It'd be better, it would be better if we
somebody
just do
could
it
be
dry.
there.
Do it dry.
That would be good.
but I can see your point, Pam, that it could be a blockage
Right.
further down. But if you're seeing raccoons and
Well,
cats and
I've heard
everything,
hearsay that maybe J.D. Hager threw bags of concrete down
Oh, what?
there. Whether that's true or not, I won't know.
Through what?
I've heard that J.D. Hager may have thrown a bag of concrete down
Somebody
there.
said that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why anybody would do that? Because it would flood his own place. So I don't know whether that's true or not.
Before you clean it, Jason, wouldn't it be feasible to turn the water hydrant on there and see if they fill up?
Well, it'd be easier to get that debris out when it's dry.
Okay.
yeah, I see a lot of cats going down storm drains. I was just wondering, I've seen in other places, not necessarily in Kansas.
Stephen King thought about filming the movie It here because it's so dry down there.
I was just wondering if we could put some expanded middle or something to keep those cats from going. I know that would collect debris. But I don't know if there's, I don't know. I'll leave that to Jason.
I mean,
Anything else?
is that a 10 or 12 inch pipe?
I have pictures of it. You wanna see my pictures?
Sure.
I know the last rain, Harner's and the Wade old house, he was walking through 6 inches of water on top of the hill. It was back.
At which house?
The Harner's, the Wade's old
Where,
house.
Oh,
The
yeah,
water
that's
was
the
so high
street
it was
that
up.
would flow.
It was
Yeah,
up
it doesn't
on-
drain there.
Yeah.
Last
That's-
summer,
That corner
summer-
is where I've noticed it the worst.
Yeah.
You know, just in the last 3 years. But
Last summer, I sent a text to the city text line and I sent pictures
July 25th.
last year about that's what these pictures are from. I don't know if y'all can. I need to tilt that. This is the corner, this is at the corner of 5th and Pearl. This was after rain. This was last summer's pictures that I sent. There was no movement on anything and it wasn't even a big rain. You can't see it. Can you see it? I can see it. Yeah, it's good. But that's where that water would, and there's a gutter right there. There's a gutter right there. Not moving a bit.
I know when
This
the
was a
rain
gutter
comes
right
down
there
hard
that's
and
on
fast,
Pearl
it
in front of my
builds
mom's
fast.
house.
But when you got
No
zero
movement.
help
Does
from
she
your
get
dirt,
water in her basement?
you're gonna
She
flood.
doesn't have a
No
basement,
basement,
no
okay.
basement. It
Perfect.
doesn't come up there, it
Okay,
hasn't
okay.
anyway. This was the water there at my mom's lot there. The water is just sitting there. It is not moving. There is no movement at all, so it's not draining actively.
I wonder if we can camera that drain right
There's
there
just sitting there.
and see if there is a blockage somewhere or
This
where
is on
it's
the other
stopped.
corner
Just that
of
line.
Fifth and Pearl, which would be on a, yeah,
And
it's just
if
sitting
we
there.
fix
And there's a
that,
gutter
and
right
it
there.
would Drain along
Does it move?
if it's fixed.
Yeah,
That's where the washout's
Yeah, that
going
would,
across.
I don't see that.
Well,
as a
this is
problem.
Fifth and Pearl.
Oh,
There's on the other side. That's the other side, and there's a gutter right there, and it's not moving.
The one
All four corners of Fifth and Pearl have gutters,
that be the last one.
just sitting there. There's no movement. This was the lot, this was after the last big rain. All that water, the water comes down Hines, and it's going in their field right there. So when that field fills up, then it's overflowing, and then the water just sits there in that field. It was so
Breeds mosquitoes.
sloggy along the curb by the trees.
Is there any correlation in the 3 times you've had water in your basement? Like this year, where we were dry for 6-8 months, and then had a lot of rain, where those drains are building up with animals, dirt, grass clippings, you know, those kinds of things with no rain, so it's just sitting there building up, and then we
We've
get
had a
some
lot of
rains.
rain in May and June.
We did, but I didn't know if that makes it worse because it's clogging it up, and then it's allowing it to build up. It's not seeing
Yeah, but you would
consistent.
think that the rains beforehand, before the torrential rain, would have flushed it on down.
Yeah.
It's like a pond. That's up there on Hines in their field. It's just like a pond. It's just like a pond. That was the next day. Tons of water there.
Maybe if we drown enough rats in the pond, the cats will have something.
This is where there's all of, picture, it's hard to see, where they were, the washout. This is where Mel Chesbro originally, along these trees here, he built this sand berm thing like this tall.
It was 4 inches tall.
Was it 4 inches? It didn't do it. I think Steve still lived there, I think.
Yeah. Steve.
There's inside the gutter. I opened the lid and I leaned down in there and took a picture of it. That's the gutter that's on the east side of Pearl in front of my mom's house. I'm not quite sure what all that is. Looks like a bunch of stuff. Whoops. That was another picture of the gutter. Oh, that's when I was looking down into the lake.
Like it's
That was just on the street. Oh, that was our fence. The water was clear up to here. You can see the water line. It's not a very good picture. This was all the debris in my mom's lot that it washed down from up there at Hines. This is all like little brown pine needles and I don't know what all.
I have a pet ferret that lives outside in the summer. I sent him down that storm drain one time.
That's all my
He
pictures.
come out of there scared as something running out. I forgot, just to see how many cats had run out. To come back up out of there. Scared shitless. Probably the coon.
Well, Darren,
Oh,
let us start. Sorry, you're going through this, both of you.
Jason, can you let, either Darren or Becky know when you're gonna do that? If you would, please.
I'd like to be there when you clean that out, plus. You know, I mean, even if it would just drain enough to keep, I don't mind it coming clear with the alley, as long as it don't reach into my yard. 'Cause that's when it gets in the house as much as it takes our yard.
Well, give us an opportunity to try and make this right for you. Okay, I'm sorry that this has happened to you all these years, but, again, you know, give us a chance to try and make this right. Hopefully we
Jason, if
can.
you do that, when you do that, call me. Or Darren, one of you. I'd like to be there when
I wouldn't mind seeing it myself if you get a chance, so.
I'd like to see a map. You know, I mean, of course, unless it has elevation, you don't know if you're trying to bring
Right.
water up a hill or not. You know, if you have a map, then you kind of know, you can follow the flow as it should go, and to give you an idea of which storm drains to check, to clean out to where the clog may be. I don't know if, you know, the south end of town, west end of town has trouble or not, I have no idea.
South Pearl, South Prairie.
Yeah, they
It's
do.
all this corner, isn't it?
Well, down there too.
No.
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of spots that have trouble. No, I don't hear about it going into people's yards like that.
The second rain we had, it started backing up, and we was able to avoid it. You know, it was in between the second and last time. Eric Riggle brought his pump truck out there. Once it, I called him once it went across Pearl and started headed east, filled my mother-in-law's garden up. Eric brought his tank truck in there, and we dug a little bit of a hole, started sucking right out of that old garden area, and I think it took 2 or 3 trucks out of there, and that kept it at bay so it wouldn't reach the alley. So, was able to stop that one.
That's an open alley behind you.
Yes. But it's an awful big fair to call all the time, you know.
It was coming out of the manway right there, candy corner from that church to the west of you at one time too, wasn't it? Be just south of Becky's mom. Isn't there a manhole right in the middle of the street?
I think so.
Yeah, down by the church, yeah.
I've seen water coming up out of there, show the manhole come off of it.
Oh, really?
That's been probably 10 years.
That's a shock buster too, when you drive through that manhole. If you ain't paying attention, you hit that sucker, man. I'd be getting me a piece of 1/4-inch plate steel, weld some webbing on it, and sit down on there, lessen dud, but.
Well, I assume that's the storm sewer.
That might be sanitary sewer in the middle of the road.
Yeah,
Could be
it's,
too.
Right there at that, right there, what are you talking about?
In the road, in the
That's
road.
sure.
you know, it's out in front of the church.
It's kind of in front of that church, so.
Yeah.
Not a storm
The road we're
drain.
doing now?
Yes.
No,
Pearl.
that's the storm sewer.
In the center of the road, that manhole is storm sewer.
It's backing up, full enough to pop the lid off.
I've seen that.
It's not draining.
Sorry, you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Yeah,
coming in.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Darren.
Entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the special council meeting June 16, 2026, and that's the budget workshop.
Make a motion to approve special council meeting minutes, June 16, 2026.
Motion on the table, Mark Grant,
Second.
and a second by Aaron Range. All in favor? All opposed, passes 5-0.
I'll abstain just because I wasn't there.
Okay.
Can't approve it.
Joe Aaron, Gleason, who's bringing? Entertain a motion for regular council meeting June 16, 2026.
Make a motion to approve regular council meeting minutes, June 16, 2026.
Got a motion on the table by Mark Bryant, here a second, by Aaron Gleason.
Raines.
Aaron Raines. All in favor? All opposed, passes 5-0.
Abstain again.
Entertain a,
Aaron Gleason abstained.
Aaron Gleason abstaining, okay.
Yeah, just I wasn't there, so I can't approve of the minutes because I don't know what was said. So.
Entertain a motion for appropriation ordinance 07/07/26 AP in the amount of $50,411.29.
Make a motion to approve appropriation ordinance number 07/07/26 AP in the amount of $50,411.29.
Motion on the table by Mark Bryant, here a second.
Second.
Second by Aaron Raines. Was you there?
This is
Well,
the
I
current.
can. This is
Okay,
current
yeah,
AP,
yeah.
so I'll.
All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. Entertain a motion for petty cash $216.37.
Make a motion to approve petty cash in the amount of $216.37.
Motion on the table, Mark Bryant, here a second. Second by
Second.
Aaron Raines, all in favor? Passes 5 and 0. Department heads, electric department, Curtis.
I got nothing.
Got any questions for Curtis from council?
Chris, where you're at with that sewer project?
We got the 220 feet of 8-inch sewer line connected to the manhole. Just got to finish 4-inch going to Midwest and sub out.
So you'll be done this week? Okay.
Any questions for more questions for Curtis? Moving on. Jason,
I don't have anything.
council got anything for Jason? Police chief, Mike,
I don't have anything.
council have anything for Mike?
Mike, how are your officers working out right now? Everything going good?
Going
Nice
good.
and smooth? Good. Good to hear. That's all I got. Thank you.
Got anything on the fire side?
Nope.
Council got anything? Ask Mike about the fire department? City clerk Pam.
I submitted in your packet the budget, the summary of the budget. This page right here on the table, that was not included in your packet, so if you haven't picked it up, I kind of threw out 2 options for you guys to see what you would like to do. Currently, the budget that we have talked about at the last budget workshop, we come in under the R&R rate, so we do not need to exceed it if we don't want to. I put the second option to you just to, for you to see if you would like to build the water and light fund back up a little quicker. You have options to raise R&R rate a little bit just to, so we don't have to transfer so much into the general fund from water and lights. But you absolutely don't have to. If you are okay with not exceeding R&R, I would like to set the budget hearing at our first meeting in September, because I have to publish it 10 days before that day, and we have to vote on it, and then I have to certify it to the county clerk by October 1st. And if you do decide that you want to exceed R&R, then I need to have a hearing, R&R hearing on the 1st as well, and then the budget hearing after. Because we can't hold the R&R hearing until August 20th, so.
You have to send out notice.
Yes. We have to let the county clerk know, and then the county clerk has to send notice out to all the citizens that the city of St. John's gonna exceed R&R. So,
I've never had a problem with exceeding R&R, because I think R&R is a silly way to measure it. But I do think we would be shooting ourselves in the foot to not at least meet R&R, because that sets that rate for 2 years from now. It will be exceeding it by that much more when we inevitably need more money. So that would be my opinion, is that at the very least we meet R&R.
so you wanna set it at 69?
You're right, under.
64?
I mean, we're right underneath it now,
Right.
so it doesn't really change that
That's
much.
as
No.
close as you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't really change anything.
Yeah, I'm fine. I agree. I think we need
I do
to
too.
meet or exceed. I'm
Okay.
fine with the option 2 if we want.
Okay,
I'm okay with option 2 if that's what
okay.
the council
So,
wants to do.
sounds good. I will proceed forward and let the county clerk
And-
know.
In the past, you've always exceeded your R&R.
Not always,
Honestly,
but
I
we
haven't
have
paid
been the
attention.
last 3 years, yes,
You have to. This R&R is silly.
very.
But, yeah.
If the R&R took into account some sort of ratio of consumer price index or something that would allow it to grow in an actually meant something to what we do, it just doesn't mean anything.
That's why it's so.
Doesn't count for
silly,
inflation or
because-
anything.
It doesn't
No,
account for inflation.
it
It's
doesn't.
literally just how much money you took in 2 years ago, and if you exceed that, because it's not even the budget before, it's 2 years before.
Right.
So as things
It makes
grow,
0 sense.
yeah, you will always
yeah.
be behind if you don't exceed
Mhm.
it. So unless there's some change to what R&R means, or something like, not that it would happen specifically for this 1%, but should the 1% bring in more than we expect it to, and we can reduce how much we tax on property tax and not exceed R&R, then that's a scenario where I think going under R&R makes a lot of sense. Until then, I don't think it makes any sense. Because then, like I said, I know we're really close here, but if you don't exceed it, you're shooting yourself in the foot 2 years
On
from
down
now,
the road.
and you're going to
You're exactly
exceed it
right.
by even more.
You're exactly right, so.
So I will go ahead and notify the county clerk, and then she will send out notice, and then we will I need a motion to set the R&R hearing and the budget hearing for September 1st.
Just during regular council meeting, like
Yes.
we'll adjourn like we have in the
Yeah.
past. Okay.
Yeah.
I would make a motion to set the R&R
Hearing
hearing and the budget hearing
for 2027.
for the 2027 budget year for September 1st during the regular council meeting, during the agenda after citizen comments.
Second.
Motion on the table by Aaron Gleason, second by Mark Bryant. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5.
That's all I have.
Council have anything more for city, for Pam? Danny?
Okay, what I brought tonight is the proposed ballot question or resolution to go with that for the 1% sales tax. Thought about bringing a couple different versions and then thought it's probably easier to see what out of this you want X'd out or added to. The requirement on it, on the statute, is that we have to specify the purpose or purposes for which the revenue would be used in a statement generally describing the purpose or purposes as part of the ballot proposition. So I've got general city operations to start, and then tried to think of what that could include. I don't know if you guys feel like this is too much, and we better narrow that down some. I think this would cover just about everything that we talked about. City of Pratt is doing theirs, but they're pushing it as a 1% sales tax to reduce property taxes, and that,
I think that's dangerous.
and that's pretty much all their ballot question says. Their ballot
Just to
question.
reduce. Does it say reduce property tax?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, I read it.
It says,
that seems like a lawsuit waiting to happen.
I don't know how you would justify it.
Yeah, there says the revenue which will be used for ad valorem tax reduction of the city, including general fund and capital improvement purposes, is what they listed their purpose as. My only,
I understand the math behind that, but that seems like a ill-advised way to word that personally. But
my only concern with this is, don't want to make it look like, hey, we're gonna do all this stuff
all this
with
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
Want to have it as an option, but don't want people to think 1% tax. We're getting a new pool, we're getting a new water well, we're updating all this stuff. And then the other thing, if it's just a general 1%, it doesn't have to have an end date on it. It can say it's effective until repealed. That's what I have in here.
I like that.
I would, yeah.
I would do that. Would repealing just be up to the city council, or would it take a vote to repeal it?
I think the council can do an ordinance to repeal it.
Okay. I'm just curious.
I'm not 100% sure on that though.
They can petition to repeal it. I bet
Well,
I
you
bet
might,
it
you might be able to do
petition.
it that way too.
Are you gonna leave the city pool in it still, or are you gonna take that out?
I would say leave it in there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it
Have in
looks like we're
here
covering any
including but
area.
not limited to.
Right.
Which doesn't say.
It's just,
Pool's actually working, I guess.
hopefully, I don't want it to confuse people, but because there is some buzz around people thinking a new pool is coming.
But this does say maintenance or general.
Right.
Yeah. Would it be better? I've got the included but not limited to, then the role in general city operations, comma, to say, for the purposes of funding general services in the city, which includes the including general city,
Infrastructure.
which may include, I don't know.
Am I too far in the weeds to think that this is worded that there needs to be something in here that the purpose is to support the general services of the city instead of for funding general services of the city? Because it's not the only thing funding the general, like, it's to support
Yeah.
the general fund based on ad valorem, not replace ad valorem. You know what I mean? Because this won't be the only funding those things, but maybe I'm.
That's what I was thinking, like,
Supplementing.
Yeah,
general
supplemental,
services.
supporting.
For the purpose of providing additional funding to general fund of the city.
Providing, yeah.
because before you said that, I just thought, well, this is sort of saying that 1%'s gonna, including but not limited to, but people are gonna think, well, that's what that tax was for,
Yeah, purpose,
you know?
the citywide general purpose retailer sales tax in the city of St. John for the purpose of supplemental funding for general services of the city. Maybe.
Okay, so what about for the purpose of providing additional funding to the general fund of the city, which may be used for, and then ... the uses that are.
With this many things listed, I don't mind saying that and just taking out the not limited to, because what would not be covered by the things listed here?
You never know.
Utilities.
Well, it's the water
Doesn't have
system.
utilities,
I
but there's no
didn't
electric
have,
in there.
Yeah.
no, and I didn't know. I didn't know if we could include the electric if it's its own utility system. I could find support for including the water in it, but I wasn't sure about the electric system. So
Can we just say instead of like water well, just say utility services? Would that pretty much cover everything, including sewer, storm drains, and electric and whatever else we provided, trash, dumpster?
Maintenance and improvements of the current city utility system.
Yeah. System or service or something like that.
Services. And then we had economic development projects in the last one, so I left it in here.
I don't want it in
I
there.
would take that out.
Okay.
That's just my feeling.
My opinion too.
Yeah.
So we say, for the purpose of providing additional funding to the general fund of the city, which may be used for general city operations, city infrastructure maintenance and improvements, city street maintenance and improvements, maintenance improvements of the current city utility services, maintenance and improvements for the current city pool or the construction of a new pool, and general operations of the city police and fire departments. Is that,
Yeah, and then to remain in effect until repealed.
Stop it right there. I would stop it.
okay. I think I probably need to add, commence on January 1st, 2027 or as soon thereafter as possible in case we miss it by a quarter or a month or something. Does that work for you guys?
Yep, that's good.
Okay. I will bring an updated one, or I'll email Pam an updated one. That way you get a little sooner.
Good job, Danny.
Thank you. Cool. That'll work. And then I shouldn't have gone on vacation, so I'll have a better update for you on the land bank soon. Next meeting. That didn't move quite as much as I was hoping it would by now, but other than that, I think that's all that I've got for you guys.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Council got anything for Danny that hasn't been talked about? Moving on, old business, water well testing.
How's it coming, Jason?
I haven't heard nothing from them yet.
You think you can give them a call or?
Yeah, I can
Just-
give them a call.
Alright, thank you. Curtis, did he update us on that?
Extension on the sewer,
Okay.
water mains on West Street.
KPF and Keepers, keep it on till August.
Swimming pools,
How are we coming on that? Get any feedback?
Sounded like it's holding water.
I mean, that is referring to like any
Oh.
people interested in
You got
on the
more people
committee.
interested,
I
right?
actually got 5 now. I got one more that joined,
I think that's a
today.
good number. Let's shut
So-
it off.
we will, I'll send out a little text to see when's everybody's available and then we'll schedule a first meeting.
Okay.
So do
Do you have anyone on council that you're, like, do you want it to be facilitated by council at all? Or
Well,
what's
that's
your idea?
another thing I wanted to talk to you about, like what are you looking to get out of this committee? Obviously, you know, like to research the possibility of a new pool, fixing the old pool, adding something new, like which direction do you want this committee to go?
You know, I was coming through Hoisington today. God, they have a cool pool. I just happened to look over there.
I haven't looked at that one.
I mean, it looked like a little Disneyland. I mean, I guess what I'm looking to see if there's interest. We don't want to tie it down. We're going to build a new one or fix the old one. Let's just get some moms and grandparents that take their kids and see what they feel about this one, and then based on what they feel, then whatever the people want is what I want. If they do, but I don't want to make that decision for them. I don't think the council should either.
I did talk to Pam a little bit about this. I think it's helpful to have somebody from the council on that, to make sure that the discussion stays halfway realistic, to where you have a committee that may not understand, here's a financial end, and if you got somebody on the council that's been in on that end, that can kind of help.
Somebody on the council with kids.
Nina's
I
volunteers.
Oh, great. Good.
Yeah.
Perfect. You're it.
I think-
Thank you and congratulations.
I was saying, I think my opinion is step one, the council or the committee would review the survey responses, and then start having those discussions of the price difference between maintaining versus new, and then start looking at.
Well, my thought was to call like Hoisington or Stafford and find out how they started their ball rolling, I guess.
I mean, based on our survey, people wanted a new
Yes.
pool. So is that our end goal is to research to see what would it take to get a new pool here, because that's our survey result. I mean, everybody within the cities, it was given opportunity to fill out that survey, and most of our surveys come back as we want a new pool. So
Well, we can start with how'd they start it,
Right.
and then find out the cost and what you get for amount of money, and then bring it back to the council.
That was my thought is, you know, how do we even start this? So I was gonna go talk to Stafford.
yeah.
See what they did.
Just keep the conversation going
Right.
without a commitment at the moment.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Just
Yeah. Do I have to keep minutes from those meetings? It's not an official city business, so I don't have to, right?
Right.
Quite.
I mean, it might be helpful to have highlights just so that you
Sure.
can go back on
Yeah.
it if you're intending.
Right.
But,
Right.
or assign one of the committee members as secretary.
We could be president.
For years, no, I am not gonna be in charge. You're not gonna be in charge. I'm retired. I'm
It's
not
in,
be in charge of anything.
it's in your blood. Okay. We're just making good progress. I'm so happy. 1%. Oh, go ahead, Bob. That's your call.
1% sales tax, I think we've already covered that. haven't
Over
we?
that. Moving there.
Edwards County versus City of Hayes.
What is that?
Lawsuit.
Huh?
What is that?
That's the water
Oh.
thing from between Hayes and you weren't here. So Hayes bought some land back in the day in Edward County for water, and now they're starting to transport water from there to Hayes because Hayes running out of water, and Edward County is kind
Trying
of
to
fighting
stop it.
against that. So that's where it's at.
They've made some zoning changes, right,
Right.
to try to kind of block.
I believe so.
Edward
They're
County,
trying
yeah.
to block the pipeline to take it out of the zoning, so Hayes subsequently sold part of the ranch with the water rights to Russell. So Russell and Hayes are suing Edwards County to try to get that overturned, and then Pam got notified by Economic Development that, I'm gonna forget the entity's name, but a group that we're a part of, or that the city of St. John's a part of,
GMC5, that
Oh,
groundwater
groundwater
management.
management.
Yeah.
has basically filed a was filing an amicus brief in support of the city of Hayes and Russell being able to take the water out of there and use it in economic development's point was, hey, I'm not sure all the cities that are part of this want to be on that side. Do we need to do something showing that we support Edwards County on this rather than Hayes and Russell? And then it sounds like no one was real responsive to any of Pam's emails.
No, I have not gotten any response back from the surrounding communities about this, so I don't know which direction you guys wanna move forward. I mean, you don't have to do anything if you
Yeah.
don't want to.
I'm just wondering, I heard you on that, but another thought I had is what's stopping somebody from doing that in Stafford County? I mean, water's tight anyway, but
Yep.
I mean, I think that's a pretty bold move to pipe it out.
It's interesting that GMD5 is on the side of Hayes.
I didn't think it was GMD5. I thought it was.
Wasn't the GMD5 the one that filed some?
I mean, Edwards County is covered by GMD5, and so is Dulles County. Actually, I think they go.
It was it was the Kansas Rural Water Association.
Actually, it's south of Kansas, so it is.
South of Kansas, and they're gonna pipe it all the way.
It's right on the Arkansas River, I think.
Yep,
Kansas Water Association.
just south of the Kansas River, I think.
They bought it a long time ago too.
Like
Yeah.
30 years
They
ago.
bought,
Yeah, 20 to 30.
Probably
Yeah.
at least, yeah.
yeah, I can't remember how many acres they bought. Quite a bit.
So you had no response from anybody wanting to support it?
And it's
Either or, I didn't get any response at all, so.
No response.
You wanna leave it on old business?
I think we just pay attention to it, but I don't know that it needs to be on old business to review every meeting at this
Yeah.
point. And if something changes, we'll
we
put it
can
back.
add it back on or add it to legal or something.
I'd make a motion to remove Edwards County versus City of Hayes from old business.
6,600 acres.
Motion on the
Second.
table by Kyle Bunker, your second.
Second.
Second by Aaron Raines, all in favor, take it off the down. All in favor? That's it, 5-0. Moving on, new business, sales of the millings.
Last year we sold it for $10 a ton, so if you guys are good with that price, I just need a motion to set that price.
I would make a motion to advertise and sell the millings for $10 a ton at the transport expense of the buyer.
Motion on the table
Did
by,
we call and like anybody to see what millings are going for, just to make sure we're not like
it's-
giving up too much? Like, I'm okay to sell it at a discount, I just, if it's 50% of what
I think they said this isn't really that good of stuff.
this year isn't good either. I know last year's was.
Yeah, it's in chunks, like you
Okay.
can put it on your road without having to grind it down, chop it
Okay.
up, so.
Motion still stands.
motion,
second.
motion, here, second,
I'll second.
second by, Nita. Any more discussion? All in favor? Passes 5. Millings to be sold for $10. Sealed bid to sell one of the vehicles of an old mosquito spray.
So this is the all-electric truck that the transmission went out. Curtis got everything out that he needed it, so we just need to get rid of it.
You need that and the mosquito sprayers on different motions.
Yeah, it'll be better if you
Okay.
do 2 separate motions.
I'd make a motion to advertise a sealed bid to finish when? When do we want it to finish?
I put it on our orders already, and I don't.
Did you say?
second meeting in August. That is August 18th
So the 17th?
at 5 on the 17th.
Okay. I'd make a motion to advertise the red Dodge electric truck for sealed bids. Minimum bid of $500. The bid needs to be into the city office by 5 p.m. on August 17th and will be awarded at the meeting the following night on the 18th.
Motion on the table by Aaron Gleason
Second.
and a second by Aaron Raines. Any more discussion before we vote? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5.
You have anything to add on the mosquito sprayer?
Huh?
You have anything to add on the mosquito sprayers?
They got what they needed out, just need it gone.
And they're both operational, they just can't be certified by the state.
Yes, with us being municipality, it has to be, we have to be able to certify. But it's safe for like livestock and stuff like that.
I would make a motion to list both of the old mosquito sprayers, or advertise for sealed bid with a minimum bid of $500. Those each, $500 each, and they'll be sold separately. And those bids need to be in the city office by August 17th at 5 p.m. and will be awarded on August 18th at the regular council meeting.
Second.
Huh?
On the 17th on the other one?
Yeah, they're both 17.
17th.
So, and then we award it on the 18th, the next day.
Got a motion on the table by Aaron Gleason. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mark Bryant. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? That's 5. Playground equipment, Brown Park.
So permission to purchase the equipment that is attached to your packet. This is to replace the structure far west of the biggest pit. I don't know if you guys have been up there at all. That particular equipment, playground equipment, is rotten out, and if you guys wanting to wait on getting new equipment in, I would suggest removing that playground equipment because it's starting to become a safety hazard if the kids get on it and something break and the kid gets hurt. So yeah. I don't really have anything added from my report. If you guys are okay, I did get another donor that are willing to donate more money to the playground equipment. So she would like to donate $1,000 to it. So we got $3,500 in donation to go toward the playground equipment.
Will the guys install it then, or
Yes.
is it installed?
No, we'll
This
have
is
to.
just the equipment?
Yes. Yeah.
You want a motion for the total?
Yes.
And then, but in reality, 3,500 will come off that with donations.
Yes. So I just need the permission to purchase that total price right there.
Yeah, but the actual cost to the city would be
3,500
2,000.
less. Yes.
369.64.
Yes.
And we've got money to, right, I think you put that in there.
Yes.
Coordinate, we've
Yep.
got
If you guys are
funds.
okay with me using that refund from
Oh,
the
yeah, the
EMC
refund.
money
Yeah.
to purchase this equipment.
I don't know how old
What's
the
it made
equipment
of?
is.
Composite
It's
deck.
yeah, I was gonna say, I haven't said anything. I'll recuse myself from discussion and also abstain from the vote on this, because this is stuff that Miranda and I sell, so. But it's made out of,
It's pretty durable stuff.
it's, if you wanna look at it, you can come to my backyard, we've got one in our backyard, but it's treated lumber that's got a vinyl coating around it.
How's that? Is it mounted in cement or what? How do you, or just sits?
The one in my backyard, we didn't even anchor it.
What's that happening? Oh, okay.
Is it thick coating or how long is the coating last up in the sun?
It's supposed to be 20 years.
That's not Kansas sun.
That's not Kansas
Kansas.
sun.
I'd make a motion to replace playground equipment at Brown Park in the amount of, for up to $13,869.64 from Generation Outdoor Furniture.
Second.
Motion on the table by Kyle Bunker, second by Aaron Gleason. Any more discussion?
Aaron Raines.
Aaron Raines, I'm sorry. Any more discussion on playground equipment? Council? All in favor? All opposed? Show Aaron Gleason refrain. Because he's got a conflict in. That passes 4-0. I think that's all, Steve.
Got an executive session.
Oh,
You don't have it,
It's on the agenda.
unless you want to
No,
stay and
no.
talk.
Executive session.
I make a motion to adjourn regular council meeting July 7th, 2026.
Got a motion on the table to adjourn regular council meeting, July, whatever it is, 7th. All in favor? All opposed?
Who seconded?
Nobody seconded it.
I will, if you need somebody.
I don't think I asked.
Okay. All right.
Council meeting over.